Hello everyone, Denise here. Today is Work in Progress Wednesdays. I am going to show you projects that I have finished, and I'm also going to show you projects that I am in the process of finishing. And I usually show you some projects that I have started. However, this week I probably won't show the projects I have started since they are going to be featured on tutorials soon. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you is in a previous Work in Progress Wednesday video, I had started making a circle jacket for my daughter, and she decided that she didn't want it anymore and I didn't want one. So I decided to do something different with what I had already started. Now I ripped out about 5 rows of what I already had done, and this is the finished project, and I will insert a photo so that you can see the actual entire thing, since my setup right now doesn't warrant seeing the entire thing in its full circle. So this is what I did with it. I ripped out about 5 rows. I went to Dollar Tree and I found hula hoops. You can see it's kind of sparkly under there. I believe if you take that off, it would be a clear possibly underneath of it. I didn't take it off because the color of this hula matched my project. So I just left it, and now it is a huge mandala wall hanging. And I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know, maybe it's not. I know these sell for a lot of money on Etsy. There's smaller ones in embroidery hoops that people do with thread, and they charge a lot of money for them. But that's understandable because it takes a lot of time with embroidery thread. Anyway, this is what I did with that project. So I didn't have to rip the whole thing out. I didn't have to ruin the work that I had already done. Just a few rows, which wasn't a big deal to me. And I'm going to show you how to do this in a future video of mine. Not the mandala. This is Annoo Crochet's design. I would never do that, but I will show you with my own design how to make one and how to attach it to the hula hoops, which you can find at Dollar Tree in different sizes, and they're $1 each. So I thought that was a really good deal. And if you can hear it, there's a little bit of jingle inside the hula too. Okay, so the next project that I finished and was also featured in a previous video was that hooded scarf. It was black and red, and I had the hood done, but I did not have the scarf completely done. And I used two skeins of the Scarfie yarn, and the hood was already done, but I used 2 skeins of the Scarfie yarn in total for this whole thing. This is also really hard to see because it's so large. You've seen the hood, and that's just attached to the scarf. And then the scarf on each end, I have dog hair on it because I've been wearing it. One end goes into a point. I don't know if you can see that. Let me look. Yep. One end goes into a point like that. I need to weave in that end. Huh. And then the other end goes into 2 points. And this is a Nikolett Corley design. And I'll link that. I'll link all the patterns that I've used for these in the video description. Anyway, once it's on, it's pretty cool. I really like it. It's kind of like a shawl attached to a hood. Once I got it all together, I really like it. I love this yarn, the Scarfie yarn. Then also in a previous video, I had showed you the market bag that I had started by Thompson. I believe it was called Sunshine on My Shoulder, and it had the sunflower on it. Now, before, when I showed you this project, I had a really dark green that was in bamboo, and once I started doing the white yarn, I did not like the bamboo in between the 2 cotton yarns, so I ripped that out, and I'll show you the center. I ripped that out, and this was already after I had almost all the white done. I changed my mind on it, and I just went ahead and I attached this green. I started from this row, attached the green, did a couple of rows, and then I just I just kind of winged it and kind of put it together in a single crochet attach fashion, which you cannot see because that is on the inside of the bag, and it probably actually makes the bag a bit stronger. Anyway, it's also very large, this bag. I'm pretty sure her pattern didn't call for it to be this big, but I kind of got carried away with how long I made it. This is the bottom, and then as you go up to the top, it is striped. And then the strap, I made double the size. Her size would have been like right here, this middle part. And I did an extra round because I thought it would be tougher. Then I attached it with some rings that I had. These were from an old purse strap. So I just attached them like that. Anyway, excellent pattern. I will link it also. Hillary Thompson was the designer on that one. Really like that a lot. And that is what inspired me, along with Miranda, to do my market bag. I wanted to do a market bag that was smaller than Hillary's, at least the size that I made Hillary's. And so this was mine, and as you can see, it's way smaller. I wanted it to take up less yarn, but I also wanted it to be something that you could, if you go to a farmer's market and you want to carry, say, onions or tomatoes, or they're kind of heavy. So I thought if I made a smaller bag, it would be easier to carry, even if you had to make multiples of these bags when you were going to the farmer's market to do some shopping, just so that you could reposition how you're holding the bags, or just to make it easier to carry, essentially is what it was. And I also wanted to use less yarn with these market bags. So Miranda inspired me to make this because she wanted to do a market bag. And so I asked her if I should go ahead and do a tutorial. She said yes. So I did this. I made this in a couple of hours, and my inspiration for this was the jars that I had made, the lanterns. I did this exactly in that method as far as increasing on the bottom. So this would be where I'd stop for a jar, and then I would do the mesh for the top of the lantern jar. So I thought I would do the same thing with the market bag, because this method takes way less yarn than, say, the granny stitch or any other. Even if you did double crochets all the way across here like I did on the bottom, it's going to take a lot more yarn to do that. And then the strap, of course, is pretty long. I made mine to go on my shoulder, to carry on my shoulder. But when I saw the picture of Miranda's, I loved it. She said she only chained 50 on hers, and hers was half mine. And I think that would be a great size to have to carry in your hand. So yes, that is one of my tutorials that I just released. I will also link that. And that is another one of my finished objects and started objects, if you want to consider that. And then I have one in progress project. And this is a knitted shawl. And I showed this on my last video. This is a Marley Bird design. And it was I believe it was the Tournament of Stitches 2018. And I never finished it, shame on me. But it got to a point where you could choose different levels of how it looked, and the pattern would change as you went. I don't want to say I didn't like the way the pattern changed, but I do want to say that it didn't fit my needs as far as the knitting went. I wanted to make this shawl when I am sitting and watching TV. I wanted minimal brain work. And so I didn't really think that the pattern transition worked for me. It's beautiful. I've seen the finished shawls. Absolutely gorgeous. For the people who have finished them, I think it's gorgeous. But didn't want to work that hard. I know that sounds terrible, but sometimes when I knit, I don't want to think about it. I want it to be mindless. And this isn't necessarily mindless knitting per se, because you do have to switch here. But what I'm going to do with this pattern is, here you can see at the top that it's garter stitch. And then you have some knitting and then purling in between, which gives the ridge. So my goal is to finish this. I'm going to keep going with this method here. And then I think I'm going to finish off with just a garter stitch section around the entire edge of the shawl. And it's going to be for me. So it's not like it was being made for anyone and they care. It was just something I wanted to do, and I do want to finish it, but knitting is it is something I do when I'm sort of sick of crocheting or my hands hurt from crocheting. So or I just have a bug to do it, and so knitting takes me a little longer than it does to crochet stuff. I do it less, I guess, because I get less done. Let's see, there's a couple of shawls that I had in my previous videos. One is an Annie's catalog. You do it by video tutorials, and that's a Marley Bird design as well. And I have not gotten any further on that. There's another one that is this year's Tournament of Stitches crochet, and I have not finished that, and I have not gotten further. I actually don't know if I'm going to finish that. It is very similar to the shawl that I'm making of hers with the Annie's website videos. So I may not finish that one, although I don't know what I'd do with the yarn if I didn't. We'll see. I'm still deciding on that, but I've been very, very good at not starting extra projects. I'm really proud of myself. I have almost started several and I have resisted, so go me. And the only ones that I have started are like the market bag for my video tutorial, and I have a piece of jewelry that is going to be in a video tutorial, and then mandala that's going to be in a video tutorial. And those are both projects that I have created on my own patterns, but I'm not sharing them because I want to share them to you in a video. So that is it for this week. Remember to join in on the giveaway. That was the video I posted yesterday. So go ahead and go to that video. It is the May 2019 giveaway video, and leave a comment on that and be a subscriber to be entered to the giveaway. And that will be announced on the 26th, the winner for that. And I just wanted to give a shout out to some wonderful people. Scraptastic Yarn podcast recommended me in one of her videos. Her name is Jane. And then one day when I was on the computer, I noticed a subscriber had joined, and her channel is called Pants Crochet, and she's very interesting too. Both of these ladies are very interesting to listen to. And on my video that I posted for the giveaway, I asked what you like to watch when you crochet or create, and those two are very interesting to listen to. So if you want something new to listen to, go ahead and check those ladies out. Pants Crochet and Scraptastic Yarns podcast. And then I just wanted to give a shout out to Christina. I've been thinking about you, and I got your card, and thank you very much for that. I'm thinking about you every day, actually. So I'm rooting for you. And yeah, guys, thank you for joining in on my Works in Progress Wednesday. I appreciate you all watching the videos, and I will be uploading a couple of new tutorials next week. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and until next time, guys, bye.